Into the North American ESL Pro League, our last match of the night. Should be getting started here at any moment. And once again, it's going to be Liquid versus NRG. This time we're jumping over to Cobblestone, though. Joining me here this evening is Mega Man. So as the action gets started, Mega Man, let's talk a little bit about these two teams and this matchup, of course.
Well, we just got done watching this play out, and NRG took Dust 2 on Team Liquid 16-14, so they got to be riding a little bit high right now. Came off the back of some excellent mind games from Cbble and some excellent in-game frags from Legia. The rest of the team also putting in work as well. It seemed that Silent and Justin were a little bit slow to get going in that matchup, but we're actually going to see action early in this one. Cbble getting aggressive in mid, over drop. Getting boosted up, he's going to be able to find Silent, takes him down. And adversely, Legia is going to be able to go in on one here in mid, but it's going to be Cbble and Kusta to come back around towards the A-bomb site and clean up pretty much everything. Cbble with a big 3K to start things off.
Cbble last left alive, and he's trapped here, man. Good pot flash, but Hiko falls back quickly enough, and Cbble can't find the shot, almost tapping away onto a Liege, but it's not going to be happening there. Liquid cleans it up, and they'll be having the first pistol round under their belt here now to work with.
Yeah, and a big round there, just across the board. Team Liquid, they need that. I mean, they've won every single pistol round so far tonight. That's 3 out of 3. Possibility for going 4 out of 4 on pistol rounds. And there's nothing more debilitating as losing a matchup, knowing that you won both of the pistol rounds and subsequent anti-ecos going out of that as well. So that was 6 rounds that they won. So they only got 10 rounds on gun rounds through that last matchup. So that's a little rough. Or pardon me. 8 rounds.
Sure. I missed half of what you said. Getting out of it, man.
Okay. Right.
So, for NRG, you threw me off when you stopped saying something. I was getting ready to move into mine, and then you just had to finish your sentence. So NRG going for the drop play now. Moving themselves over here to the window room. And Nitro's ready for this kind of aggression. He's already going to be able to pick up 2 of these guys. Cbble finally moving in, shuts him down while he's attempting to reload or switch out his guns there. But he too is going to go for reload, which could screw him over. He's getting flanked, but no one realizes his position. Look at this peeking out. He only thankfully manages to get one more for the guys on Liquid. But then Justin, looking through the grates, finds Hiko, takes him down. And Cbble's the last one alive. Trying to work this 1 versus 2 now, but they're peeking back out. Cbble almost managing to finish off Legia, but he's going to be able to take him down. And NRG bouncing right back and keep things tied at 1-1.
Legia is starting off again the way that he finished out the last matchup. His T side has been really good. Gets 2 P250 kills there. Instant dink Cbble when he comes out in front of the APC over there at that A-bomb site on the retake. And that's just really sloppy hold from Liquid. I mean, Nitro should have been able to relay all the information as to where Cbble was, and he just uses those pillars to his advantage and cleans up an extra kill out of that situation. Legia finding one over an A and then finishing off the round. So nicely done from NRG, and they're going to steal away that round nicely and relatively cleanly, too. They had 2 alive at the end. They managed to get the MP9 and an M4 out of it.
So, NRG now looking to take things a little bit slower this time. But the guys on Liquid will try to keep things aggressive now, as we already see 1 kill going in the direction of NRG here. Hiko putting himself up on top of the platform, waiting to maybe see a push coming out from his direction, but this is not happening. NRG have placed their players, including the bomb, just outside of Long A, but curious to see if they are keeping a presence looking down towards the middle, and it looks like they are there too. Kusta is dropped on a 21 HP. Cbble goes for the peek out, and he's going to get ripped to shreds by Peter, taking him down. Liquid, unfortunately, just not able to put up a very good defense at all in this round. And with no kills on the board as of yet, NRG just continue to take it slowly. They're going to wait for more aggression, and they have reason to, too, because Liquid's sort of been feeding it to them. And when they actually have to go for an execute here, when the timer gets low enough, they should be under virtually 0 pressure to accomplish it.
Yeah, I mean, Kusta, 21 HP, aggressive over here on the side of mid. He's the only real formidable player over at A. The flashbang comes out, though. That could be good. Kusta's going to peek along with it, but Silent just holding down mouse 1. Blind is going to find that kill anyway. So, good attempt from them. Now they're going to revamp and come back up towards the top side of mid. And Hiko trying to hold on. Flashbang comes out. Now Nitro. They knew that flash came from somewhere. Peter is going to know exactly where. Silent survives on 1 HP, but it's 1 HP more than he needs to stay alive. So, nicely done from NRG. They're going to have all 5 players alive at the end of that round, and they're going to move into the next round with a full bolstered economy.
But for Liquid, of course, with them just being upset in the second round, they're still going to have 1 more save to go through here before they can afford to buy up as of yet. And NRG will take this as a chance to get some money. Cbble going for the UMP. We still have Legio working with his SMG as well. So these guys being given no reason to worry here as of yet about any pressure being thrown back at them successfully anyway. But the guys on Liquid. But to start this one off again, it's looking like the same exact sort of play here. Energy just sitting back. Liquid continue to get aggressive regardless of the fact that they were completely countered of it in the last round here. We've already got 2 kills on the board for Energy. Peter taking down Hiko, and we also saw Liege fall to Peter there too. So the other 2, or 2 out of the other 3, I should say, are going to try to push out towards long A. That does not go very well at all. And all you've got left is Simple, who was the solo B-site defender.
Desert Eagle in hand, 5v1. I give him about 50-50 chance of clutching this.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. They haven't moved up yet.
Those are some stacked odds.
All right, 75%.
It's not a Blaze.
It's true. It's not a Deagle Blaze.
If it's not a Blaze, you can't clutch with it. It's a proven fact. It's like science at this point. The fire needs to be at the end of it to make it possible there.
Needs to spit hot fire from the end of his Desert Eagle.
Yeah. So simple. Just sitting in the smoke, actually. He's going to wait for someone to come in his... This is actually pretty ingenious, too, but the smoke's going to fade long before anybody tries to peek. So they'll be the one peeking, try to connect shots on the God B. Can't find anything. And there we go. What did I tell you? It's not a Blaze, so he doesn't get any kills. It's just the way it is.
All right, so, I mean, 50-50, you know? He was on the losing end of that 50 right there. So Energy come out on top. Again, nobody dying on their side, which is nice as far as they're concerned. They do pick up an extra AK on Legia. AK in the hands of Justin as well. No more SMGs for anybody but Gabi. Gabi's going to stay on the UMP, which again is very strong against armor. Simple doesn't even have a rifle into this round. He goes for the Desert Eagle play because he went for the double buy, I believe, I guess. Maybe something. I don't even know. I don't know why he's only got $900.
So Energy actually trying to employ a pretty similar thing to what they were doing in these anti-ecos. They're just going to sit back and see if Liquid keep to their more aggressive tendencies on this CT side, but they've done the exact opposite. They're just going for a pretty normal set. They are still expecting a play to come towards the A bomb site, which is good because this is what it looks like Energy are trying to line up for. They're still keeping themselves to a pretty passive setup. They're not going to smart to smoke things off. I believe that smoke was tossed in a bad position, as was that flashed. A little bit too far to the right, it would seem, these slanted on, as the smoke is not going to cover the entryway here. But also the CTs tried to toss one out here too, and it doesn't look like it's landed in the correct place. So as Energy tries to push themselves forward, they still got a minute left on the clock, so plenty of time to play this as of yet, but it's definitely looking like it's going to be an A take.
Kusta actually dropped a smoke down there to the bottom side of mid, but they're going to push out behind this. And now Kusta's going to be in a lot of trouble over here today. He's got backup in the form of, I believe, Nitro. Yeah, he's in the back of the site. He's going to be able to spot out Justin. Justin coming around from the backside of the APC. And Nitro is going to be able to take him down. Legia, again, pushing up. Gabi gets spotted. The mollies are off the mark. Kusta finds one, but he gets traded. And Legia opening up the site. There's another 3K from him.
Moving out, makes it a 4K. Yep, there we go. Legia cleaning up shop and continuing to be the big man for Energy here tonight. So just like that, they're going to mop their way through this round. The rebuy should not be too much pressure against them. Most of the players who were sitting at around somewhere between 5 and like even 11K. Pretty big ranges there, but most of the guys were sitting at the upper edge of that. Peter going to buy the op up now. And for Liquid, right back onto another eco here. 2 Deagles this time on Simple and a Liege. Whereas Hiko, Nitro are going to go for the 5.7s. And Kusa just with the P250. But Energy still keep it to the pretty slow play here, as it's been working out well for them. They've been given no reason to change it as of yet.
This is actually borderline a little bit scary from Liquid right now because they're going into this major qualifier this next week or this weekend, and they just look so sloppy right now.
And they
I'm
don't
not
even
sure
have,
what it is.
They don't even have Kusta either, which is probably going to be the worst part. Kusta is going to be playing with enemies roster, and if I remember correctly, Kusta was top fragger for them in the last game, so one of their most, as it would appear anyway, one of their more impactful players is going to be missing from the roster, and they have to add a Dren, which, like I said, I don't really want to talk about it here, but I feel like that could be more of a bad thing than a good thing, depending on a couple of factors.
Well, time will be yet to see. Legia going to be able to find one silent as well. Nitro does get the lone frag here from the CT side. But that's really all they're going to get. Kusta coming around is going to get blindsided by God B. The patience pays off, and they persevere into another round. 5-1 the scoreline. And, you know, again, Team Liquid, they're in the same position as CLG right now. They're on the brink of going 1-5 at the beginning of this season. If Energy continue to rout them on Cobblestone. Granted, this is only the second full gun round, and it's actually a double up setup. Kusta going to be opping at A, Simple going to be opping at B. This should be a good enough strategy to shut things down, but Energy, the last round they took. Oh my god! All right, Peter just ready for that drop down in danger room, and Kusta gets destroyed. So already a man down to fight out this round.
Literally just waited for someone to drop in that position, and what do you know? It happened to end up being Kusta there, so they decimate him. And you're talking about the records, actually. It's quite interesting, sort of, are waiting for the action to get started here, because that would put two of the teams, assuming Liquid ends up losing this match, that would put two of the teams that were at the LAN for last season's finals right now within the bottom 3 of Pro League.
Yeah, and that's actually really, really terrifying for these teams. And it gets to the point now where it's like if they don't start getting wins, then they're going to be on the verge of not being able to qualify out for the remainder or for the LAN tournament later on in the season. So we see Energy again just dismantling Liquid's defenses at the A bomb site. And the funny thing is, you know, we talk about how easy or how seemingly easy it is to hit the B bomb site on Cbble.
Most of these
Energy is 5 out of the 6 rounds they've won have come towards A. That's an insane statistic. I'm stuttering over my own words, but that's insane. And I mean, I don't know if it's just that God B knows something that the other IGLs in the world don't about cracking into the A bomb site, or if Energy are just playing out of their damn minds right now. But I mean, everything seems to be working for them when they go towards the A bomb site. Kusta not being able to get going with the AWP. Nitro or Elise trying to play backup in that A bomb site, getting picked off by Legia coming in an incursion into that area. So, I mean, just really, really sloppy holds from Team Liquid, or really, really strong takes from Energy. I'd like to think that it's strong takes from Energy.
European strategies.
It's nuts.
European CS. That's why. So you notice too that, like, it's not even like, I didn't get to catch the actual, like, formation on the last round there, because I was actually checking the stats. I was a bit curious as to their position right now in the league, but it's been like the same setup too the entire time. They've just kept like 3 or 4 players waiting outside in middle. They keep a couple guys watching just in case they try to do a counter boost or a platform push, but then almost every single round they've been fed like 1 or 2 kills right at the beginning of it because they get aggressive and they try to peek, and almost every single time they win that duel. And then because of that, they're weak on the side already, so they can just push in as a full 5 unit and overwhelm the remaining players on Team Liquid. It's working every single time. But despite the fact that, again, and I was talking about this in the last map too, that I did think Energy were going to have a slight edge here because of the fact that they're bringing God B in, and he's going to be the statistician, I guess, as you could call him. It's just like he doesn't even have to do anything crazy yet. Like, it's just the same straightforward thing every round, and Liquid keep riding into it. So this is a good time for the pause. But now the question is, what did Liquid have to say to respond to this?
Well, they've got the money bonus now they can force into this round, but they've been relying heavily on the AWP of Kusta, which hasn't really been able to get going here on Cobblestone yet. And the thing about it is, like, you're talking about the offensive side and Energy being relatively stagnant, going for the same kind of fights round in and round out, but it's working for them. Liquid, on the other hand, they're all over the place on their CT side. They've switched things up, and they're still losing these gunfights. I mean, this last round, Kusta decides to push the danger stairs. Peter's just scoped in, waiting for it, and he gets the early pick because the round before that, when they were on the save, I'm not sure who it was, but one of the players was down there at the danger stairs and got mollied out of position. So they knew that that was a spot that, hey, maybe somebody's comfortable playing in this area. I'm going to put a scope on it this round and see what happens. Kusta drops right into the crosshair of Peter. Couldn't ask for an easier shot. And that was 10 seconds into the round. So from that point on, Team Liquid has to play a man down. And it's either, all right, we keep 3 heavy at the B-bomb site and play the solo A, or we rotate somebody over and spread our defense at B lightly. And then even when they rotated somebody over, they still weren't winning the gun round. So Energy just picking apart Liquid right now. And Legia 8-1, Gob B 8-4, Peter 8-4, 6-3 on Silent. Justin's 2-2, but that's just because he hasn't had to do anything. The rest of his team has just been ripping them apart.
Yeah, Justin, you can't really fault him for being that low because, like I said, the rest of his team has just been clearing things up anyway. It's like, half the pizza's been eaten. There's not a whole lot left to do. So he's just, what's it going, guys? Roster riding right now. I mean,
yeah, and there's no problem with that. I remember casting a match with Moses last season where it was Luminosity just beating the crap out of one of the teams. I think it was on Cash or something. And it was like a 16-3 victory, and Fallen had like 7 kills the entire time. And I said, oh, you know, Fallen, he's probably not having any fun because he's not getting kills.
And Moses corrected me and said, you know, he's the IGL. He's having a blast with this because he doesn't have to do anything. He makes a call and his teammates go out there and do it. Well, God B, he's the one that's making the calls, but he's still out there fragging. Justin's, I mean, he's got to be having a great time because he's like, all right, guys, do what you got to do.
So another thing to note here, too, is that pause was absolutely another sort of momentum breaker with how long it ended up being, because this is going to be a save. So Liquid aren't even going to execute on anything for this pauses forward until the next round. But I think it was Renegades that do a similar thing, that whenever they lose 6 rounds in a row, they just pause the game regardless of the circumstances, because it helps to break the momentum of the enemy team, and it gives them a chance to just reset. So we kind of saw it in the last map. I don't know if it was done in the same amount of rounds, but we saw it again here. And with the length of that pause, I think it was just to take a chill pill for a second there, and also let NRG hopefully lose some of their momentum.
Well, it's interesting. You know, we talked about the stagnant T side that they had going on the energy side. Now they switch it up and they're going a little bit heavier towards B. And Nitro up top here with the Mag 7. He's not even getting an opportunity. God B's just going to deck him to the floor with a nice headshot from the AK, and now they have drop control. And now there's only one player in the back of B to defend this, and it's Elige with the Deagle at Rock.
He's dead. He goes in a really bad spot for the Mag 7 too. Oh, just as I say that, shuts down Gavi. Peter and Legia strike right back by trading out 2 more players, however, and it's just Simple left alive with the CZ. A little bit of an awkward exchange there at the end of it, but Legia wins it, finds the headshot to take down Simple, and it's another victory there for the guys on Energy.
Yeah, so they come out of the pause. It was a save round, granted, but didn't really offer too much, and that was just a standard B take from the T side of Energy. They took over drop control. They took over B bomb site. There was not really a whole heavy presence over there from the side of Energy. But this time around, we're going to see if they make a change, and it's going to be Kusta aggressive to long A. He's bunny hopping his way down, but now it looks like here's a change on the T side. Let's just bum rush B. Flashes out over the top, and Justin, he's going to spray and pray, and he finds the first one onto Elige. Simple, though, in the back by Chicky Coops, answers back with 2 of his own, and that pulls things to a sudden halt, but Legia coming out drop, finds the frag on him. Silent was able to take down Hiko, and now Nitro coming back into drop room, going to be able to chime in with one of his own.
That as well was just bad communication there, and the fact that Simple even had to go down. For whatever reason, it did not get communicated that they had full drop control, as he was just completely looking over there towards platform, waiting for a push in that direction. So the fact they lost Simple's a bit of a shame, because this could have been a shutdown without a plant, but now they're going to play for the retake. Gabi's kind of out in the open. Legia holding back right now. He's got to keep himself quiet, but there's going to be a large assumption that he's sitting up here behind the boxes anyway, and he needs to be extremely cautious with only 12 HP. Smoke's going to get tossed over the bomb there. Kusta peeking for the left side, and he has the angle advantage. So Nitro just going to roll right in there, defuse the bomb, and there's finally a good round from Team Liquid.
And you can see he throws over the op to Nitro, so they're going to continue with this double up setup into the next round. And Liquid finally with a little bit of life, but look at how many casualties there were. 3 players dying on that B bomb site, one of them being an offer as well, even though they salvaged that. But that just goes to show you that Energy are able to crack into these bomb sites and continue to get these bomb plants. So Team Liquid, they've got such a long time to go before they're going to be able to break the money here of Energy. I mean, you've got almost 11,000 on Silent, 10,000 on Legia. The rest of them are sitting 4,000 plus, so it's at least 1 more round, maybe 2, before they're going to reset the money.
So Energy throwing a lot of their players over towards B initially. Now, still note, of course, they've got those guys still sitting outside in middle. The bomb is still positioned out there, too, so there's no full commitment here towards the B bomb site. They're going to try their luck over here on drop, but Hiko, great hold from him. Silent and Legia both go down. Gabi does find a trade, but this entire fake has now been thrown by the wayside here. Gabi's going to move in, try to make some noise. They might just have to commit to it now, as Peter is actually going to push it along with the last teammate left alive, which is Justin. But they just lost 2 of their very big fraggers here, which is Silent and Legia. Gabi is going to have to do an absolute monster job of finding a way outside of drop here if his team wants to win this round. For whatever reason, though, like, look at Liquid, though. They've actually bitten on a full rotation off the site. So none of these players are in good positions to hold this if Energy executes quickly enough. But thankfully for Liquid, they aren't. They're still taking this pretty slow. So they actually are probably going to be given enough time to rotate back in. There's a good pop flash thrown over from Elige in the chicken coop. Gives Simple an easy kill on a Gabi. And the final 2 are still stuck on platform right now behind a smoke.
Yeah, and Elige playing from Coop's going to be able to find Peter. Last man standing going to be Justin. He's kind of struggled in this matchup a little bit. And see if he's going to be able to do anything into this one. It's just holding all the way back, but he's facing down 2 uppers right now. He's going to be able to find the first frag. Elige in Coops, but Kusta on the flank. Or pardon me, Kusta boosted up on tree side. He's going to be able to find Justin. Takes him down, and now 2 in a row for Liquid, but another full buy round coming in here from the terrorist side. And you can see, I mean, even more money on Legia, 12,000 into this round.
Yeah, so for Energy, they're still in a pretty secure position here, but they are going to start running out of it pretty soon. With that said, though, the other problem that Liquid now have to face is that Energy are still stacking up a losing bonus while all of this is going on. So if they realistically, like with the timer and with the amount of time it's going to take them to run out of cash, they're probably going to be on full losing bonus by then anyway. And they're just going to be able to continue by so long as they can get a fairly decent amount of plants around here. So similar plan to what we saw last time. It's actually flipped a little bit here. 3 players outside and middle trying to make some noise towards the A-bomb site, and they've got the bomb with 2 committed over here inside of the halls, but not pushing onto the site just as yet. Still taking it slow. And this has been the exact plan for the entire half so far.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they're looking for the same attack over here by drop. The bomb is down outside of B. 3 players going to go over here and try to harass towards A. You've got Kusta watching to the bottom side of mid. Nitro in the APC area, just looking for anything that he can find. Pop flash goes around the corner, but that's not really going to do too much. But now they at least know where that flash came from, so they might come out a little bit privy to the fact that somebody might be by APC. These 2 players going to boost up. This is interesting. Legia and Gabi going for this boost play. They can't see anything just yet, but Elige is going to move in. They actually break the boost, but Elige right around the corner. And now let's see if they drop on in. And there you go. They actually fire a couple of shots. They don't know that Legia is actually down here. And this is going to get real scary because he's lining up a smoke down here. This is crazy.
They're starting to move. Oh, they're going to drive the wedge in between him, but Hiko sees it coming. He's going to get himself closer to the A side. He knows this is a take towards A. And as well, Gabi has not found a way outside of this yet. Kusta firing off the upshot shuts down Justin. That's the platform floor. That's the ramp push that's going to get killed. Nitro finding another pickup here. And Elige, too. Peter trying to respond, but he's the last one alive. And Kusta shooting his way up to the balcony there. Shuts him down. And there we have it. Team Liquid finally starting to put something together here on this CT side. A little bit late into the half, but actually still a good chance to build up their round count and make this a close one at the end of it.
And you know, I hate to reference older versions of this game, but that move by Gabi was such a 1.6 style play where, you know, if you were, say you just had a gunfight and you were playing in the window room on Inferno back in 1.6 and you wanted to drop back down into alternate mid, a lot of times players would drop out of the window and shoot an AK bullet to mask their footsteps. Sure, they can hear the AK shot, but they have no idea where your actual positioning is. This time he taps a couple of bullets while his teammate drops into drop zone and completely masks the footsteps. It's a great way to be able to find a flank or find a sneaky play in that facet. So pretty cool stuff coming out from those guys.
All right, so Energy are done with these splits now. We can see everybody's stacked up, getting ready to just go for what is appearing to be a standard execute towards the B bomb site. They still have a little bit of time to waste, and they can actually get fairly aggressive in the drop room simply because of the fact that normally Hiko has been playing it from outside in the window there, so that it's not an immediate risk if like 3 players is moving and overwhelm. He can be the one to decide whether he wants to push it, and most of the time he's going to be able to figure out on his own when it actually gets pushed. There's very rare examples where they can sneak in there, but most of the time it's pretty impossible. So he knows his presence. He's going to back himself down, sitting just outside the window, but he's going to get smoked too, so he has to pull away from this. But he's alerted his teammates, and now Elige has his eyes on it.
Yeah, they actually spotted out Elige. They're going to drop a Molotov and a flashbang around the corner. Leggy is going to go to battle. Simple opens up on Peter, but Justin answers back. Elige trades out. Gabi chimes in. Silent's going to be able to find one on the Hiko. It's down to Nitro and Kusta in a 3 versus 2. This should be Energy's round.
Nade's getting tossed in there, doing a little bit of damage. Gabi's watching them from drop room there. Nitro caught off guard, but Gabi not connecting the shots where he needs to, so only brings Nitro down to 40 HP. Regardless, though, they've been given no access to the site. They're still smoked off on the main door, so they're just going to fall back and save now. Economy's still not really established for the CT side, so they need to try and keep the rifles in play.
Yeah, Nitro's going to be able to find one on the Gabi. He was going on the hunt a little bit. The money, not fantastic now on the terrorist side after losing the last couple of rounds, but the buyout into this one does pay dividends for them. They're going to be able to get away with this one and see if they can continue to move forward. This is going to be an 8th round now, so Energy going to have the round lead regardless of what happens in the rest of this half going into the second half. But obviously they're looking for that coveted 11-4 scoreline at this point.
Energy taking back a good amount of control here. I imagine we would see the force from Liquid. Yeah, we're going to see the force, and it's going to be double up force up here too, so this should be interesting to see how this one pans out. But like I said, with those 2 rifles being brought into the next round, the op included, it's actually going to make this still a pretty decent buy. Simple, looking at him, not really going to be able to afford a whole lot of utility behind his buy, neither will Hiko. However, the rest of the team can, and that should still make for a pretty decent setup here and a pretty decent chance to stop Energy from just taking full control of this map again.
Playing 4 heavy over at B right now. Nitro going to be in the rotator position here in connector, and they're looking like they were going to go relatively quickly towards that long A hallway. But now they decide to slow things down a little bit. Smoke comes out from Kusta down towards the mid double door. That's going to cordon off that area. And now boosted up is Simple. He's looking for any aggression out here, and Silent might just oblige him here in a sec. Oh, good flashbang actually drops him out of the drop zone. So nicely done from Simple to actually, or Silent, pardon me, to clear out that area and make sure that there is no aggressive presence from Simple in that hallway.
So Energy now starting to group up to get ready to make this push over towards A, as it would appear they would be going towards now. They haven't been met with any pushes from Liquid. Like Liquid kind of learned their lesson from the beginning of this half. These aggressive pushes were not going so well. So no longer are we seeing Liquid just feeding kills over to the guys from Energy very early on. But nonetheless, the initial execution is not going to give Team Liquid any kills at all here. Smoke's the one that's starting to roll, and they actually keep a lot of them back over here just outside of the balcony area too. Trying to push past the APC and up towards the site is going to be Simple, but he gets shut down. And now Kusta is stuck here too. Not exactly sure if Legia saw him, but yep, he's peeking him out now to take him down. They're just going to completely overwhelm him. 2 guys, the overpeak. And Hiko is going to be the only player that manages to pick up a kill at all for Team Liquid this round. Energy, again, handling that take almost flawlessly. And for Team Liquid, they just didn't know what hit them there. Their economy's now reset. They're going to have to go for a save so they can full buy on the last round.
Silent's one of those names that we didn't really get to say too terribly often in the last map on Dust 2. Even though Energy made that comeback, it was mostly Legia and Peter that we were talking about. Silent's quietly gotten himself up to the top along with Legia right now. He's 13-6. He's getting a lot of entries into this A bomb site as well as Legia. And now you see the money reset come out here going into the 14th round. Lee's going to get spammed up here. 49 HP left for him. Trying to take a fight with Silent. And that Molotov, oh, it's going to work wonders.
Rest in barbecue pepperonis.
We got the chicken too.
Look, this is the feeding. Is that feeding kill thing I was talking about? They're gonna take a 2v1 if this is smarter. Whoa, thank God Hiko got that kill, because that would have been almost embarrassing had that not happened. Now they're gonna try to push out long A. This too has been spotted by Energy. This is not working. This needs to stop happening. But they're gonna continue to do it. Kusta gets shut down by Justin. He grabs 2 more frags this round, and now it's just Hiko versus the world playing just beneath the drop area.
Yeah, not a lot that he's going to be able to do. He did manage to pick up 1 gun or 1 kill, but he wasn't able to get the gun out of that trade either. So he's just going to hightail it back over towards the A bomb site. Bomb is actually working in towards B, and Justin is in a great position here to pick up this kill if he chooses to push on through. And he's going to oblige. So 10-4 now, Energy. This is a pretty solid half from him. Now, we said 10-5 was going to be good on Dust 2 for Liquid, and then Energy came back. This is definitely not insurmountable for the Liquid side moving on to the T side, but it's still a large hill to climb, and you can tell that they're very disorganized on their CT side, so might see a little bit of sloppiness in their T side play.
Yep, this is going to be their last chance to try and put something together here, and if that T side doesn't show any substance, then it's going to be just a very, very rough, very brutal second half here, especially if Energy has as good of a CT side as we've seen over here on the T side now. There'd be reason to believe that we would have them with a little bit more of an advanced tactics, too, to try and counter out whatever Team Liquid's going to throw at them. So the prospects are not looking good, to say the least, here as we head into it. But God beat, getting aggressive, spotting Nitro, winning that first, so he's going to get another one. Houston will find the trade. This is not where the execute is happening. That was only the fake towards the A site and sort of a lurker to try and pick up a couple kills there and deny the rotation. The real play is happening here towards the B site, but for whatever reason, we can see now that one of the players, possibly 2, are going to be rotating towards the A bomb site.
So again, it's just a bad read, and now Justin going to be able to find a leash. That opens things up at B. They've only got Hiko to beat if they push behind this, but they're just going to play the pickoff game because Liquid keeps obliging them with these free kills, essentially, these 1vx situations, and they're capitalizing almost every single round on Energy's side. So lots of mistakes here from Team Liquid in this matchup. It's kind of unfortunate to see. They've rotated that other player back over here towards B, and Simple. They smoke off through drop, flashbangs rain out from the side, and Peter's just going to take a peek at this with that AWP. And he might get one on Simple, and he does. So another unnecessary peek. He didn't hear anybody drop. Why peek it?
So 25 seconds left. Energy are a little strained for time. If Hiko goes full hero here, then he might be able to save it. But he's got the pop flash, but it's not connecting on the players he needs it to. There's everybody in the back that was on an off angle for him. So Justin takes him down. Houston moves in to find 1 more kill, but that's it. Peter shuts him down, and it will be an 11-4, a dominating half here for the guys on Energy. What is with like all these matches on Cbble recently and these NA teams just getting like shut down? It's not just this match. There was the C9 versus CLG match too, where like C9 just C9 just like completely shit the bed in that match.
I don't know.
That was for the Malmo qualifiers.
Just, I mean,
It's happening a lot.
I mean, 4 rounds on CT, as long as they get the pistol. The thing about this, too, is they won the pistol round.
Yeah.
So you would have expected them to get, you know, a few more rounds than that. Granted, like you said, the economy on the CT side, they never really had it in their favor, but they get eco'd immediately after winning that pistol round. So already the wins out of their sails. They have lost the momentum. It is gone. See you later. Bye-bye. And then for the rest of that half, they just get trucked. I mean, they end up winning a couple of gun rounds, yeah, but NRG in complete control of that matchup throughout the entirety of that half. And now it's going to come down to the second half pistol. And this one, you know, we talked about earlier in the night when it was 8-7 on overpass with enemy playing or ex-enemy playing that it wasn't really the most crucial of pistol rounds because there's still a lot of CS left to be played. If NRG pick up the pistol round here, you're looking at a 14-4 possibility on the scoreline. Team Liquid could be done immediately after that.
Yes, indeed. So with that being considered here, NRG have control of this match at this point if they win that pistol. If we see Liquid bouncing back, then yes, they're going to be off to a pretty good start here. But as you were mentioning, we saw an immediate trade from NRG coming out there, so there is, in my books at least, no guarantee that we aren't just going to see a straightforward 3 rounds picked up. And even then, you're still a couple rounds behind. And I would imagine that NRG still would be able to trade that because Team Liquid, I'm not imagining anything super like advanced like we were seeing here from NRG or anything really difficult at all for NRG to read. So they should be able to read some of these strats that Liquid is going to throw at them and counter them pretty easily, just based on what we saw from that first half.
Yeah, so again, I mean, it's going to be interesting, but this one, this pistol round's got a lot of weight on it, a whole lot of weight on it. And if Liquid can't pick this one up, then I mean, we could be seeing that 1-5 score line for them in Pro League. And I hate to say it because I know that the skill ceiling on this team, as far as the North American region is concerned, they should be just behind Luminosity as far as a team with raw talent on it. Hiko actually made a tweet the other day. I believe he's like 24 or 25 years old. And the average age of his team is like 19. I mean, Elige is 18 or 19 years old. Simple is 18 or 19 years old. Nitro is 20. Kusta is like 18. Hiko's like 25. So the overall age of that team is very, very young. They've got a ton of potential, but they really need to start getting things together.
Big brother Hiko.
Big father Hiko.
Running the show. Keeping everybody else in line. Showing his little brothers how life works. All right, so we get started now with the second half. Gavi with a good first shot on the Simple. But Hiko's going to trade that on to Gavi with a little bit of a play towards drop. Team Liquid actually trying to employ something that we saw from NRG in that last half too. Just having the 3 players wait over here towards A long. And they're now going to go for a very slow push to eventually work their way over towards the A bomb site. And Hiko looks like he's going to fall back to regroup with them. However, he might be having some second thoughts now to push back and then just try to drive the wedge of the defenses.
Yeah, Nitro going to be able to find one on long. That's silent down and out. Now Peter down here in the pit and mid is going to go toe-to-toe, trading blows here with Elige. Elige getting the better of him right now, but Peter does manage to finish him off, and Justin's going to be able to find Kusta. It's a 3v2. Hiko all the way in the back, and Legia is going to be able to find Nitro, and now it's just on Hiko, who manages to find the first one, looking for a couple of more, but playing that range game with the superior pistols, the superior long-range pistols being the P2000 and the USP, and they're going to chip him down and push him back. And now he's going to hightail it back over to the B-bomb site. And look at this Legia reading the situation. He's just going to hunker down here in the chicken coops and let Hiko push on in, try to get an easy backstab on him. And he's going to get it. Look at this. Knife him. Oh, Lord. There it is.
Okay. No hitboxes today.
But that's prime positioning and NRG reading the situation right. Legia finding the right place at the right time. He's 15-6 top fragging now again in this matchup. And, I mean, NRG, they look good tonight. I mean, they look really good.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to continue this now after winning the pistol round. They're just going to transfer this energy now into the second round for Team Liquid. They have no choice. They have to go for a force. But strategically, what are they going to do? Because NRG are off to a hot start. And unless they can cause an upset here on the second round, they more than likely can just continue this up all the way to 16 rounds. Unless Liquid have some like amazing strat for their first gun round. Because even when it comes to just like frag potential, we haven't been seeing anything super miraculous from Liquid as of tonight. There's not been like any player that's pulled off this amazing like like this amazing clutch, or it's getting 2-3 kills in a row there. It's been all pretty standard trades happening for Liquid, so they don't have anything standing out in terms of their fragging power right now, and strategically as well. That's going to be the big question we'll have to see on the first gun round, is what did they bring to the table that NRG did not in the first half?
Yeah, and again, it's going to be, can NRG hold on in these eco rounds? And Gabi goes down at drop, but the bomb is working its way into A, and now they're going to get the backside of Silent, who does spin around and find some damage, but Simple takes him down. We could see a replay of what happened in the first half, but it's going to come hinging on Justin in the back of the site, but Simple, savvy with that Tech 9, going to find that one, but Nitro foolishly pushing through. He's going to go down. Hiko trades back, and now it's on Peter, so the round trade does come out. Liquid is going to be able to capitalize. They're going to be able to find that second round victory on that pistol armor buy. And Kusta, with no investment into this one, should be able to get on and up very, very early into this matchup. But Liquid stealing away around here, and that's going to put the wind back in their sails a little bit here.
Yeah, and this is good now too, as you were saying, essentially putting the wind back into their sails. Things were looking abysmal before this. Now they have something to look forward to, which they can build upon heading into these next couple of rounds, because NRG is not really going to be able to resist this next round so much. They are going to attempt to. You can see they're force buying now. They're full buying into this as much as they can, at least, with the only exception, I think, being Legia. But Peter's going to pick up a scout. The other three are just going to pick up upgraded pistols with armor sitting behind it, even some utility being brought as well. So they do not want to take this loss lightly at all. They want to crush things right here, right now, and just completely demoralize Liquid.
Yeah, that would be huge right here. Getting a reset, this is a big investment from the Liquid side. Managed to salvage a UMP and two FAMASs into this round, but they do invest in 2 AKs, and if they lose out this round, that would be such a big swing in momentum again. I mean, they did manage to pick this one up the last round, pardon me. But this time around, it's going to be Peter at the back, and he gets the tag on Nitro, looking for a tag onto Simple, but he can't line the shot up just yet. Still looking for it, but now he's going to turn his attention over here to drop side, and Gabi going to spray away with that 5-7. Almost gets a second frag as well, but they're just cleaning up house right now, and somehow Kusta lives with 4 HP. I'm not sure how he didn't die there.
They killed the last couple of players really quickly too. Like, Simple dropped down, immediately spotted a player through the main doors and shut him down, and then Hiko, I think, was helping out with that as well. So there wasn't really any chance for them to try and eliminate Kusta, despite the fact that he was down at 4 HP, as the final, like, 2 or 3 players just got taken down so quickly, with the others being dispatched throughout the round there. So there we go. NRG gonna have to respect Liquid here for a couple of rounds, since that force buy doesn't work. And this will give Liquid actually a little bit more of a boost in the scoreline, and try and get them closer and closer to tying it up. But they're still gonna have some work to do, of course, after we see these saves going through, before they can actually really call this one a much closer match that they can maybe make a comeback on. Because right now they're still extremely far behind, and as well with plays like that, it's not gonna help you. Like, yeah, finds the headshot on the Simple, and is gonna pick up his rifle and push himself up onto the platform here.
That's actually a great mistake from Liquid. They just let Simple push all the way out behind that smoke, and he just gets isolated and taken down. There was 2 players that were over there, but Legia with the superior positioning, again, going to be able to find that opening pick. Now the bomb working its way in towards this B bomb site, and Kusta's going to be able to chime in with the first one. They're pushing around through the smokes, but Hiko is there as well, and they're just single-handedly shutting this down. Now Gabi going to go down to a Liege. Justin somehow managed to find his way behind Nitro, but it's only going to get one and done. Now the bomb is planted in a 3 versus 1, and Legia, he's got the AK in hand again. At this point, just fall back and hang on to that rifle for the next round, but Kusta's going to get aggressive, and he's going to aim punch him to death. So 7 rounds now for Team Liquid. They're trying to mount this comeback, and NRG, now they're going to get their first real test, as this is going to be the first full gun round into this, and no op for Peter.
Not enough money yet. Not really worth testing it, as it's going to leave you... He would have had to do a glass cannon buy more than likely if he wanted to go for that. So it's much better to just try and work it with a rifle. You have armor sitting behind it, you have utility sitting behind it, and hopefully there's a much grander strategy here for NRG as well to try and stop whatever Liquid's going to throw at them, which actually, I don't even think they're going to give them time to set this up. Look, Liquid are just going straight forward. This is going to be a full-out 5-man platform push, and here they go.
Yeah, nobody even coming through drop just yet. It's Hiko on the lurk over in that area, but he's going to join up with his teammates over here at platform, and now it's going to be on this defense. And Peter's going to be able to open up. Liege answers back. Kusta is going to be able to find one, but Hiko going to TK his teammate there, takes down Kusta, so that's a freebie there for the CT side of NRG. And if Gabi decides to push through here, he might find some success, but unfortunately Hiko is watching it, and now it's going to be down to Justin. He's got one over here by the chicken coop. He's burning alive, but he does manage to finally get the kill on Simple, but enough damage was done. And he burns alive, so Liquid continue this comeback 4 rounds in a row now.
think he was hoping on getting that kill just a little bit quicker, but the spray pattern did not end up working in his control. So it took way longer than expected, and he was not able to get out of that molly quickly enough. A little bit of a mistake, but he ends up trading 1 for 1 at least there at the end of the round. So doing some good damage to Team Liquid's economy here, but ultimately going to be on to another eco round, which brings Liquid that much closer, more than likely to tying things up. Unless absolute disaster should strike in this round. And NRG are not just going to take it, they're just going to get aggressive this time. Justin pushing out. It's a little bit of intel, but he's the only player that has actually gotten aggressive as of yet. They do have a nice crossfire setup just outside of mid, so if they still go forward with the A execution, then they could find a couple trades there.
This is mainly a bait strat. He was just trying to provoke them, pardon me, provoke? What the hell is that? Provoke them to push in behind that pick, and unfortunately for them, they don't end up doing that. That's a nice nade through drop, though. Hiko down pretty low. Nitro takes a little bit of damage. Simple's going to lead the charge out here onto the V platform. They should be calling in the cavalry here on the CT side and trying to get some of these players rotated on around because Simple's out on the top, and that fire somehow spreads.
It was a little tiny portion, and he got digged too, so he was stuck inside of it. So it was like, oh, let's just finish you off real quick with this little bit of fire. I'll just reach over here.
Elysian Simple lived with a combined total of 3 HP at the end of that round, but again, they lived. So no rebuys for the terrorist side going into this. Peter is going to be on the op, and Liquid now 5 rounds in a row, mounting this comeback. Surely NRG is going to have some sort of a response for this.
We'll see, of course, now, because they do have the op in play onto Peter this time. And it's actually, look, now that it's a gun round again, I actually like what we're seeing play because this does not give them time to set up anything advanced. They're just trying to keep it simple, no pun intended, and they're just going to try to rush the site. So it's a 1-for-1 trade initially, but then Gabi finding the second one back into the favor of NRG. And also, I just want to confirm it, but I think they've, the bomb's down on the site itself, so they're locked in here now, too. The final 3 have made 0 progress on getting any map control, so Liquid actually might have met their match here in this round.
Molotov onto Kusta, that should flush him out of position. Actually, doesn't go quite far enough, so he's still back here on the back plat, spotting for this. Gabi gets himself out of dodge. He was still hunkered down in the back corner there at the site, but they lost the bomb, and not only did they, like you said, they lost the bomb over at the B-bomb site, but when that player died, it tumbled over the top of the wall, so they actually have to get out into the site in order to pick up the bomb. Now they're going to try to make that move. Kusta, he's going to be the point man on this one. Simple goes in, Gabi spins around, gets his third of the round, or pardon me, the second of the round, and Simple is going to be able to trade that out. So we're down to a 2v2, and now they got to be careful. Silent on the backside of this smoke. They still haven't fielded the bomb just yet, and they've got the long range from Justin now working his way in, and they're going to reverse boost up on top of tree. This could be the ground-breaking strategy here from the terrorist side, and it's going to work. Simple going to find that first one. Justin now in a 1v1, and go finishes it off.
That was very, very sloppy indeed from NRG, having full control of that situation. Literally giving Liquid zero map control to work with off of that situation, besides just having them up on platform and then managing to toss that away. Very, very unfortunate. And now they might have just given Liquid what they needed to try and make it come back here. As NRG are heading on to another eco. Similarly to what we saw in that last time from Liquid, we're not really seeing anything super crazy as on these ecos from NRG, or at least not anything that's working successfully. For Team Liquid, we should expect them to pick up an 11th round here, and then we'll battle for the tie in the upcoming round after this one.
Nade's going down through drop zone. Hiko just trying to play with them a little bit over here. Flashbang doesn't quite go as far as he wants. He does have to turn, but Gabi actually peeked into that, so he's fully flashed. Now you got Justin pushing a little bit aggressively on long A. Kusta is going to be back here. Elysian Simple open up. That's going to be Peter trying to fly in there and get the backside of Simple, but he can't make it happen. And now it's going to be Justin pushing out on long A. Spots the backside of Kusta, but he's not there in time to find that frag. So he's going to be on the fast rotation backside of B. Gabi still playing in the backside here by drop. Not a lot that he can do. He's getting pinched on. Gets a nice shot there onto one player. Now he's a little bit exposed. Simple going to take a fight with him. Simple is going to come out on top of that one. So it's all down to Justin, this big flank coming out. Spots a couple players, but Kusta's going to finish him off. And it's going to be a 1-round lead now for NRG as they bring it back.
Yep. So this is the pause. This one has to be from NRG this time, as it's the same situation. Just look at the round total. How many rounds is this in a row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
9.
6, 7 rounds in a row for the guys on Liquid. As they did win the pistol round, NRG did at least, but it was the same thing where they lost the second round and they had to rebuild the economy from ground zero. So now they're going for a pause here, as Gabi does have to give them, hopefully, some glorious European insight into how they should start being able to win some rounds and keep this lead going.
Yeah, I mean, his strats on T side were definitely definitely putting in work here for the Energy side. This time around, they've come out a little bit flat-footed. They might have gotten a little bit complacent off of winning that pistol round in the second half, and then ever since then, Liquid looks like a completely different monster moving forward in this half. So again, we have yet to see much of a response from Energy. That first full gun round that they had, or that second gun round that just happened, they shouldn't have lost that. I mean, it came down to a 4v3, I believe it was. They had bomb control in the back of the site, and it's a cheeky play from Liquid to boost Simple up top, and it's lucky that that guy from Rock didn't peek out and find him before then, in which case it would have ended up being a 2v1 with Hiko in a tough situation at the back of Fountain. But they managed to win that round, and Energy, they're reeling for it.
So the discussion now sort of needs to be catered towards if Liquid are just going to go for this straightforward play towards the B or even the A bomb site now. I imagine part of the discussion is going to be, okay, how do we handle this pressure and how do we make sure we close out the round 2? Because that was the problem in the last one, is they did learn from the first gun round on how to actually handle the pressure itself, but then they faltered because of the fact that they were allowing, I think it was Simple, to get way too much map control without any punishment at all. So considering that, just need to have a little talk about this one, making sure things don't end up going badly, and also just trying to get a read as to what exactly Liquid may be throwing at them if they try to do anything a little bit more advanced this time on this gun round.
Yeah, and I mean, this is going to be a full gun round. Peter should have the AWP again. Now, is it going to be a matter of maybe putting a double up setup here on the CT side? Silent is a pretty solid opera in his own right. We could see them pick up 2 ops going into this. They have the money behind it, and it's time to pull out all the stops. But again, you know, Peter with the op on CT side, he has yet to really get going in this half. That's the other side of it too, is he had an op earlier in this half and didn't really manage to do anything with it. I don't even think he got a kill with it. So I'm not even sure if picking up a double op setup is going to be the wise decision here for the CT side of Energy.
This could also just be Energy trying to be a little bit cheeky right now and doing the same thing that Liquid did to them in the last half, where they just take the pause and they make up their strat, but then they just like hang out for like 2 or 3 minutes to break the Liquid momentum. Because this is exactly what happened in the last half, and it happened at the end of Dust 2. Liquid did it 2 times in a row in 2 halves. So I think now Energy are like, all right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this too, just to throw them off a little bit, because it works.
Yeah, it did work. But
depending on the team, it can work pretty well.
Well, the funny thing is it actually didn't work for Liquid either time.
The rounds weren't so one-sided. I think after the pause,
no,
we saw
they weren't. And
they slowly rounded it back after that. So
yeah, and I think Liquid won the round coming out of the pause on Dust 2, and then faltered after that was all said and done. But Cobblestone, a little bit of a different story here. I mean, Team Liquid, they got to be feeling pretty good because they were down. What was it, 12-3 or no, 11-4 at the halftime?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, to be back in it, only dropping 1 round, being the pistol round, and winning 7 in a row, like that is a massive comeback so far. And if they can, you know, make the comeback come to fruition here, then that is going to be an absolutely sick comeback from them.
All right. Well, they're finally buying, so I imagine the unpause. Here we go.
There's
it's going to
the
be coming
double
in now. And we've always seen that double upset that you were talking about. But interestingly enough, it's not going to be Silent that picks it up. They're gonna give it to Justin. So we'll see how this works out for them now as we get started with it. And of course, Liquid still armed to the teeth with another very well-built economy here as well, just like we were seeing in the last half from Energy.
Justin's actually taking a fast strat down here towards the bottom side of mid, smoking it off, and he's going to peek over the top of this to see if he can find anything. That smoke is actually off the mark, so he's going to have to fall back. So that's a little bit of a mistake there. If he would have thrown it a little bit deeper, there's a way that you can throw it. You see Guardian do it all the time for Na'Vi. He throws the smoke deeper in towards the mid door there, and then he can actually one-way that and see the top side of mid.
So Liquid are going to make this look like that straightforward play that we saw before. And Simple, already finding one pick up. Down goes one of the ops. He took down Peter. Gobby's going to peek him. May prove to be a mistake, though, with Liquid, or Simple's aim here so far that we've been seeing. But he's going to miss the connection, and he takes a lot of heat for it, too. Down to 29 HP. But in the meantime, Liquid have been sitting outside of middle, waiting for any aggression that Energy might have thrown at them. And are now going to make a slow but straightforward push towards that A-bomb site. Coming up with a ramp and A-long. Not any rotation from NRG as of yet, but they're primed to do it. You can see Silent slowly sneaking in, and Godby was kind of doing the same thing, but now they have to fully commit to it. And in all honesty, these guys are not really going to be in a very good position on the CT side to try and hold this. Molly rolls in, not going to connect on the Silent, but it does prevent him from peeking efficiently. So this goes to Justin, finds a first kill, but he's traded out by Nitro. And now Silent going to have to perform, finds one pickup with the rifle. Hiko falls back and away. Kusta catches the trade onto him, but Legia's gotten into this one too. He's still up and going, and he's now the last man alive. Trying to clutch out 1v2. He's got a full nade stack. He's blinded Kusta. Kusta misses his first shot, but now they know exactly where he is. He's going to toss that molly in, try to get him out of the corner, but it doesn't connect on the wall. So it's not going to force him out. He does go out in the open anyway. They're trying to get himself over there towards the alleyway. And Legia just trying to play this as slowly as possible, making sure he makes as little mistakes as he needs to get himself up to that site and get the bomb defused. But sneaking around, thinks Hiko has gone over towards the corner. Big mistake. And Hiko's going to take down Legia. Liquid win yet another gun round, and now we'll be tied up at 12 rounds each.
These entries, these opening kills from Cbble have had such an impact in these rounds. And the fact is, he's just rushing down to the long B plat and finding the frags. He's just getting in their face so early. And I mean, Peter had an up on that, and Cbble was half blind when he took that peek, and he still hits a ripper. So nicely done from Cbble, opening up these rounds, and that just gives so many opportunities for Liquid to contest these different areas. And now Hiko gets spotted. He might die here, and he does. Yeah, that's a nice opening find. But Cble's there for the trade. Nitro in mid's going to find Silent, takes a boatload of damage, but that's okay because they've got the man advantage now.
Things started to materialize a little bit here for NRG too, because now they're just getting aggressive. Now they're getting a little bit impatient with this as they move out. They did almost take down Nitro there, but I believe he spotted them just before he pushed himself outside of the mid doors, so he was able to keep himself alive. Still prime with the bomb. It looks like they're getting ready to take it over here towards the B bomb site. With Cbble finding that extra kill on a Peter, this is definitely where it's going to be played towards Legia. Trying to rotate himself over here towards the site, but what's he going to do to stop it? He's got a P250. So trying to catch Cbble on the off angle, not going to work out very well. And for Justin, well, same story for him. Not really a whole lot that he could accomplish here. So Liquid have successfully made this comeback happen and are now going to take the lead against the guys from NRG, who had an absolutely monster T-sided half, but just is not able to transition that so far here to the CT side.
Well, this is the first lead that Liquid has had since the very first round of this match. Just to put it into context for you. They were getting blown out. I think it was like 7-1 at one point, 8-1 maybe. And yeah, I mean, just great job from NRG in the first half, but they've fallen flat going into the second half now. Team Liquid just exploiting every single opportunity that they can and keeping 4 players alive again this round. I mean, you look back at the eco rounds that they've been on so far in this matchup. That one 4 alive, the last one 4 alive, the one before that was 5 players alive. So that's where they're building their economy, is on these save rounds from NRG. And now they've got plenty of it to work with for the rest of this half.
Avoiding the ops completely this time, you should know too. They're reinvesting to the guns. Silent and Justin both are sitting around 2,700 each. So they absolutely could have afforded the op buy-ins, but are going to choose to completely avoid them. Which actually, again, it's not a bad choice because both of them didn't really do all that much. Peter just got wrecked by Cbble. And as well, Justin, because he got pressured, was only able to find 1 trade. Not necessarily something that was absolutely his fault, but still, they proved to be fairly inefficient, and actually, Liquid have switched the play up now. They're just going to go for a direct take to the A-bomb site. We've even got Hiko and Drop, too, trying to line up a flank later on in this round, so we'll see how well that ends up doing. But NRG catch this quickly enough. They're going to try to rotate in, but still not really being given a lot of access to the site. Peter picking up that first kill, but Nitro rolls in and kills Silent, who is sitting just below the balcony area, and Elise just trying to fall back. I believe it's Legia sitting inside of there. It'll be another 1-for-1 trade. Oh, Cbble dropping down from the APC, takes down Justin, and Kusta finds a kill on a Peter too, with Nitro moving out, finds God B, and it's a quick cleanup to give Liquid their 14th round.
This is a whole different Liquid than we saw even on Dust 2. I mean, their T-side on Dust 2 wasn't bad. They got 10 rounds, but NRG just outstratted them when it came to the second half. This time around, Liquid is just bringing the heat. I mean, it's fast strats all over the map. It's another buy up here from NRG. They had the extra money. Silent's going to have the off this time. FAMAS for Peter. Utility not looking too bad, but here you go. Back to the B-bomb site. Last round it was a fast A. This time it's a quick B.
NRG now realize just how far this has gone too, so we're also, this explains a little bit more why we saw the money being saved on both Silent and Justin. They now have an op in the arsenal. Some players have had to downgrade, but oh my god, rip that op. Did they even get it back? I think it's stuck up top.
Nope,
yep, they're not even going to get it. It's up top on drop right now, so they'd have to counter boost just to get the op back. It's not even going to be worth it now at this point. As Cbble along with Kusta, are just picking up these kills. Hiko's found one for himself as well. Gob tries to push into the smoke, trying to be sneaky for later on in the round. Rich is not paying off. Simple is going fully aggressive, barely even taking any damage too. Loses only about 30 of his HP and picks up so many kills in that round. NRG, it seems they've finally been broken here, and now Liquid are in full control of the matchup as we head into what may end up being the final round.
This is Simple in full disrespect mode. He's just going, all right, I want this done. I want this over with. He's gotten so many kills in the last 4 or 5 rounds. It's ridiculous. That round he gets 3, just pushes full force into the face of all of the CTs and says, come on, shoot me. Let me see what you got. And he wins all of those gunfights. He gets 3 out of that round. So, I mean, that's huge. And, I mean, Simple is just the game changer right now for Liquid's side. The aggression that he's showing, the openings that he's making, just absolute impact from this guy.
Next keeps going to begin. Silent trying to hide inside the suicide steps. Loses his life to a Liege. They get control of this one. They actually held up the actual take itself, so that gave time for NRG to rotate in. With the guns they have, it's not really going to matter all that much. Simple finding another kill. He's dropped down to 23 HP. They're trying to smoke things off to hold back the T's now, but Legia just going to push right through this. Going for the pop flash. He's got a shotgun, but he's got a lot of long-range duels to deal with. They spot him. Simple and Kusta finding kills back-to-back. Everything falls to Peter. He's in a 1 versus 5, and Kusta and a teammate sitting behind him just jump in to find the final kills of the round. Liquid with an absolutely monster comeback, starting off the half 11-4, win it out here, and will be taking a 1-1 record here tonight against NRG.
It's just crazy that they couldn't close out Dust 2 that entirety. They were on 14 rounds on Dust 2 and couldn't make it happen. This time around, they mount the comeback, and it's just, again, like I said, Simple just going absolutely nuts in the second half. I'm going to look up. You can go ahead and vamp for a little bit if you want, but I'm going to look up the stats on that second half. Actually, I have them right now. So here you go. This is fun. They played 13 rounds in the second half, and you had pretty good score lines for like the rest of Liquid. Hiko was 12-3, 10-6 for Liege, 11-3 for Kusta, 6-7 for Nitro. Kind of slow on that one. Simple was 23-5 in 13 rounds, 172.1 average damage per round. The guy went nuts in the second half.
Yeah, Simple took full control. It was obviously a huge part of making that comeback happen. So
he had 7 kills in the first half, ended with 30.
I mean, nobody really did any, like I said before, nobody really did anything miraculous at all in the first half. It was the second half where suddenly Simple and everyone else sort of came alive there and was able to make those big monster plays that just made the comeback so easy to happen there. And NRG just completely dropped the ball too. Liquid, again, something seriously, not trying to make a pun here, but with plays on the gun rounds that ended up being so simple, just rushing the sites on a majority of them, it ends up working out because you don't give time for the CTs to try and set up anything more advanced. They're still going to be out in the open. They're still going to be just getting to these positions, so you force them to make these jerk reaction times and just try to outskill them. And it worked out great because you have some of those star players in the team, like Simple, doing that work for you.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. I just got confirmation from our producer that we're not actually going to be streaming anything tomorrow with the MLG qualifiers starting up, as well as we're just taking a break. So no premiere matches tomorrow night. We get a night off. So a little partying to be done as well. But we will be back, I believe, on Sunday for ESEA Premier Division on the ESEA Twitch channel. So make sure that you guys check that out. We might even be covering some EU Premier matches over there as well. And then for Pro League, we'll be starting up again on Tuesday of next week. So be sure that you guys check that out, and we'll see you next time.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.